Some hard labor today for Labor Day, in honor of Labor Day. But before we do that, I gotta get my tools prepped up. Show you what we're doing. Hopefully we get some peeps today. Should be a lot of people off work. If you're catching the VOD, hope you had a good weekend. I'm gonna be doing some yard work today. And this is my Pulaski. She's got a mean, rough, rusty edge. We gotta get this puppy cleaned up. Why don't you want to work? Yeah, Adriano. Good afternoon, brother. Mr. Rico says hi. What's Cap? What's up, Mr. Cash? Thamer? Tomer? What's up, dude? Let me get this workbench plugged in. Show you guys what we're doing today. Why you no work, huh? That's all right. We'll make it work with the height that we're at. Oh, see, you are working. There we go. There we go. Axel, happy wannabe. Lionel, Texas Traveler. What's cracking? Gonna be doing some yard work today. But before I do that, I gotta get this Pulaski cleaned up. This is one of my old wildland fire tools used to cut fire line. I gotta put a fresh edge on it for today's project. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you caught the new upload. Fix and Give series episode 5. Say hi to Mark and Karen. Which Mark and Karen are you referring to? Is this a Mark and Karen that I know personally? Or do you want me to say hi as Content Alligator Mark and Karen? Because if so, hi Mark and Karen. Why are you eating your time in this? Why am I wasting time sharpening my Pulaski? Because good preparation makes jobs go by much easier. Why am I wasting my time sharpening a tool? Because I won't have to swing as hard. The tool will work better. It's like saying, why clean a gasket surface before you reinstall a part? Because it'll probably leak again if you don't take the proper time to prepare it. Never heard it called a Pulaski. We always call it a Matic. Same tool though. Nice. Yeah, Pulaski. That's what I was taught in the fire service, that it's called a Pulaski. I have never heard of any other names for it. But Sonny knows what's up. It's not a waste. You always want to go into any situation with a nice prepared tool. So this is the adze. And this is the cutting end, right? And it's narrower, so you get more PSI down into things when you're swinging into it. Then it's just got a standard axe head for cutting roots and stuff. But this is going to be the main ticket for what we're doing today. What I'm going to be doing is, the previous owner at this house built like a little rabbit hutch, and all the old structural lumber is still in the ground with a couple pieces of concrete. I did a bunch of work on my chicken coop yesterday, and it just felt really good to put in some sweat equity on the property, which I'm trying to prioritize on Sundays. And since I got an extra Sunday today and Labor Day, the gym was packed. I got a nice little pump on at the gym. I figured, why not put in some more labor today? It felt good. It was a good workout. Good way to get into flow state. And so we're gonna put in some work today and bust up some stuff in the yard. This flat mill bastard file is pretty tired. We're still able to get a little bit of a bite. No tool maintenance is ever a waste. You know what's up. Interesting thing about these flat mill bastard files is they're one directional, right? You never want to go back and forth because you'll just rub the ribs down on these flat mill bastard files. It's always good just to push away from yourself, get a nice bite, apply a little bit of downward pressure. You never want to seesaw motion it. I have a lot of tools that need this, but we're going to primarily be using the Pulaski today, so I'm only going to do this one. I'm only going to do the adze end too, because I don't really think I'll need the axe head for today. But we'll flip her over this way, give her a quick touch, and then we're going to get to work. I'm actually looking forward to it. Adriana says, Alec, quick question. Does the giveaway car E46 have a 5-speed or 6-speed automatic trans? Should be a 5-speed. Files make good knives. Yeah, if you sharpen your knives with a nice file 100%. I need to step my kitchen knife game up. But there's something methodical and therapeutic about putting a nice edge on a tool. We used to have our personal tools inspected when I worked on a hand crew. You have to go through and check, make sure you have a nice edge, make sure you don't have any burrs, make sure you don't have any divots. Everything's nice and clean. And then once it was clean, throw a piece of tape over it, have it fire ready. That way, as soon as you get called, your tool's ready to go, you're ready to go. Saves time, the tool works better. But don't worry, you guys won't be watching me sharpen a Pulaski all live. You're funny, AB. Why this motherfucker look 45 and 27 at the same time? Just wait till I shave my mustache, dude. I'm gonna look like I'm 19. There could come a time you wanna finish off a BMW with it. All the time. All the time I wanna finish off a BMW with a Pulaski. Right now I'm dealing with my brother's truck, and I wanted to ask you guys a question this live. So my brother's got a 2002 Toyota Tundra, and he got it nuclear hot. He overheated this thing. He didn't tow it to my house. He drove it. It sounded like metal on metal. Long story short, he blew the head gasket. So I did a diagnosis on it. I checked for combustion gas inside the cooling system. I got a confirmation with the leak detector. I also did a compression test. Bank 2 on the V8, holding cylinders 2, 4, 6, 8. Compression is down 40 PSI on 4 and 6. And the entire bank 2 is like 30 PSI lower on compression. All of bank 1 was like 185, 190. All of bank 2 was like 160, 130, 130, 160. So I think I'm gonna do a head gasket on it, but that 2UZFE, Phil, hello, do you believe in Jesus? Yes. That 2UZFE engine, there's nothing online about head gaskets. What's up, Gerardo? Good to see you, brother. That's Gerardo Perez, the one and only, the man that gave me the giveaway car. Great to see you and catch you in a live, man. So there's like no write-ups on the 2UZFE, and I'm thinking about jumping in and doing the head gaskets on it. 40 plumb, you are correct. The head is possibly warped, but I can't find any information on the write-up, so I'm just wondering if anybody pops into the live today that knows that Toyota engine that can give me a little bit of information. It's so rare that literally there's no YouTube videos on it, there's no forum posts, so we might have to be the one to make the YouTube video on it, which I'm willing to do, but it'd be nice to talk to somebody and get some information ahead of time, figure out what parts I need, what parts I don't need, see if there's any good kits out there for it. But that 2UZFE 4.7 liter iForce Toyota V8 is an absolute monster, and it's supposed to be a 500,000 mile engine, but my brother got it nuclear hot and smoked the heads on it. So God bless you in the chat too. God bless you, Phil. Great seeing you. It's so hot down here. Dude, I bet. It's been a freaking hot summer, man. You'll see the weather outside here today, though. It is cloudy 65, but I also live like 400 miles north of you. Humboldt County weather is a little bit different. We're quite unique as far as the state goes. All right, I think that's a good enough edge for today. Let's go outside. Let's bring the speaker. Let's start getting to some work, huh? Today we'll be talking sweat equity and life and E46s and answering questions on the giveaway car and talking about Toyota Tundra head gaskets. And this is my project for today. Let me show you guys real quick. So next to my chicken coop is this wooden frame, and it has two concrete pillars in the back there where a structure used to be bolted to, and it's got all this wooden framing that's still just locked in, and there's a bunch of hardware and nails sticking out of it. So we're gonna get 2 workouts today. I already went to the gym and got a little pump on this morning. We're gonna bust ass on this stuff outside. My dad used to have one and he sold it because it broke down on him. You talking about Toyota or E46? Adriano, hopefully you have a good chance to win the car. We can actually ask Gerardo because I've been meaning to talk to him. He says he wants to be involved in the process of selecting, so me and Big G need to get together, talk about whether we're gonna do this random or if we wanna do a selection for it. You know what I mean? Because we could do a random number generated like I did last time, or we can select somebody based off what input and what words of wisdom they want to provide inside the giveaway form. But next video, next long form video, we will be releasing the giveaway list. So that'll give you guys an opportunity to start putting your name in the hat. That way when the selection does come, you'll be in there and ready to go. Gee, honestly, maybe end of September, August, September, October, end of September, middle of October maybe. We'll talk later this week. We'll leave it to be determined until you and I chop it up. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna be putting in some sweat equity on the house today, and we'll be here to kick it. We've got 126 of you in here, which is pretty freaking bitchin'. So my game plan, I think, is just start here at the corner and just try to get a purchase and see if we can just lever this sucker out and then start working our way down. If we get down to concrete at the end, I'll have to get my air hammer out with a chisel attachment and we'll have to bust up the concrete, but it won't be as bad as doing fence posts. Cool ink, thank you, Steven. Normally don't get to show off my tattoos on the channel because I'm always wearing a t-shirt, but I got a couple tattoos. Haven't had a tattoo in a long time, but I'm gonna get a sage tattoo soon in the future. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. From Sunny HB, what's up, dude? I used to live down there. I used to work off Golden West and Bolsa, off Chemical Lane. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat and I'll be answering questions for you guys on the giveaway car, BMW questions. If anybody in here knows the Toyota 2UZ FE, I'd love to ask some head gasket questions. And we're gonna be putting in some work, getting a little workout. So let's see what we can do. Let's see how easy this wood is gonna come up first. Get our tunes prepped up, maybe some Allison chains. Let's go with a little Like a Stone audio slave to get this party started. That's a banger. That was a gym track for me this morning. If you guys think the music's a little loud, yeah. I used to live in Costa Mesa too, off 17th Street. You guys let me know if the music's loud. We're gonna be dealing with some highway noise today, but that's just a part of living where I live. Got some really hard ground we gotta get through too. It's been super dry. Oh yeah, this sucker's gonna come up easy. There we go. Oh yeah, easy progress. See, you just got janky nails sticking up. She's got to go. The concrete's gonna suck, but I think this wood timber is gonna come up a little easier. I'm watching video later today, haven't had a chance, busy with family and the 3-day weekend. Well, dude, family time is most important. Be sure to tell your kiddos hi for me. Hope I get to meet them one day. Yeah, I think this was an old like rabbit hutch. Yeah, I think the previous owner used to raise rabbits. Oh yeah. It's going way better than I thought. I should have done this a long time ago. Steven, what's up, dude? How would you like to contribute, my friend? Talking sweat equity that I'm doing on the house today, or on the giveaway car, or on the channel? I'm open to support, brother. Oh yeah, let's go. Look at all those pill bugs or roly-polies. Florida is a bit far. What up, Vegeta? Hope the wood goes well. I've done my share of swinging one of those over the last 40 years, especially cutting up roots as I put pipes in the ground. You know it, especially if you're laying down plumbing, dude. You gotta love a good hand tool though. It's therapeutic to swing a hand tool. Get the heart rate up. It's one thing I miss about the fire service. I always worked on hand crews, and you sleep good after a long day's hard work. I have to make a dump run. This is coming out way easier than I thought. This is crazy. I think you guys are giving me good luck. Chickens do love roly-polies. I pulled up some center blocks yesterday, and they were loaded with roly-polies, so I threw them in the chicken coop and chickens just went crazy. I'm gonna show you guys some improvements I made to the chicken coop yesterday. Yeah, Vegeta, cooking for one sucks, but I still did it. I cooked some ribeyes and grilled romaine hearts last night and made some rice. So this is what I did yesterday. I got this chicken coop all prepped up for sale because I'm selling that one on Craigslist. My buddy Tyler's birds are in my coop now. But what I did is what's up, girls? What's up? Look at the little Silky. Cuckoo Morans. Curry is in really rough shape. She's been a traumatic mess. So what I did is I dug like a 8-inch trench down here, because if you guys remember the chicken door video, I had rats getting in right there. And then I folded like 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch hardware cloth on top of each other and buried it down into that trench, and then I stapled it all up against the siding because the rats were chewing through the siding right there and getting up and into the coop. So hopefully this will provide some defense. Watch out, girls. It's coming along though. I'll show you what else I did because it's kind of a yard day live today. I did the same thing in the back. There was a hole in the siding they were chewing through and just coming through the fence from the highway and getting into the back, and lock that up. So once we get this old chicken hutch out of here, I'll reinforce this side as well, because they were getting through there at one point, but I blocked it up with some lumber, and turning this chicken coop into Fort Knox. Adriana says, Gerardo, I've been watching Alec working on the E46, everything that was done. Alec literally executed every single problem. I think you made a great choice to donate it to him. Thanks, Adriano. And thanks again, Gerardo, for making this all happen. I haven't done everything on it yet. We still got a lot more work to do. We still probably got like at least another 6 episodes. I'm starting on the oil pan gasket tomorrow. Oil pan, engine mounts, trans mounts, valve cover gaskets, spark plugs, ignition coils. And then we'll probably do a trans and a drive shaft service video. I don't think I'm gonna do the suspension because the suspension's still pretty good. And then maybe focus on wheels and tires. Then we gotta switch gears to the interior. We gotta fix the center console, cup holders, all that jazz. Install the OE radio. And then we'll focus on exterior and paint. All right, this is gonna be the challenging part. Because back here, there's like some precast concrete pillars. Aquí. And all this is buried, but there's still another wooden frame down here, so we might have to move a little soil, get access to that, but it's a beautiful day. Gotta do my oil pan gasket on my 330i. Looking forward to your video. Awesome. I have a lot of videos on the oil pan gasket. I got one called why your BMW's leaking oil and how to fix it. And it's like a step-by-step E46 oil pan gasket guide. I think you'd really like that one, but we're gonna do it again. Yeah, Vegeta, I was doing a meal service too. I was using Factor for a while, but I just like wasn't that excited about the meals and the flavors after a little while. I kind of got like sick of them. I'm a bit of a foodie. Like I'm not a picky eater, but I do like good food. And I used them for a while. I liked it, but I just like wasn't like too excited about any of the meals I was getting, you know what I mean? OG, thanks dude, I appreciate that. I ran across an old YouTube video where a guy bought a nice big screen for his E53. I seen that and you even shared the sizes of the tools and everything. Yes sir, try to keep it as informative as possible for you guys. All right, let's see if we can get this one up. I don't think it's gonna be as easy as the others. Just kidding, came out pretty easy. You know what's stupid is my local dump doesn't even take pressure treated. I have to drive like 30 minutes south to the next town south and they're the ones that accept pressure treated. And I gotta pay extra for it. It's all hazmat. Well guys, this is going a lot better than I initially thought. Let's try to get this little concrete nub out. Hello from Sweden, what's up Jessica? Thanks for joining. Unit was flashed incorrectly. I reached out to him when he gave to me. Maybe we can give it away to one of your subscribers. Really didn't have a chance to reflash it. What are you talking about? Oh, on the E53. Talking about the E53? The X5 that you have? I was like, reflashing what on the E46? This one I think we're gonna have to excavate a little bit. Luckily they didn't pour it. Look at all those roly-polies. Ugh. Man, I got the coolest community. The fact that 300 of you guys are in here on Labor Day just chilling, hanging out. Hope you guys are having all a good holiday weekend. Hope the weather's nice for you. Looks like the weather's been nice across the West Coast. This one's kind of cool. I showed it in my fence repair video, but this is a rhino. It's another tool we use for handline construction. It's technically just a shovel. It's either cut or heated and bent, and then you chop the tip off. Great little scraper tool. Vegeta's doing some bicycle maintenance today. Steven released the chickens. I will. Maybe later today once I'm done with yard work. For sure. I also don't really want them pecking on this pressure treated lumber I'm pulling out. I try to keep them away from pressure treated. Greetings from Oil Rig Platform 136, Gulf of America. We drilling, baby. What's up, Steve? Hope you got some safe conditions out there, man. Keep working hard. I know there's more wood under here. I don't know where. I got zero idea what Labor Day is. You know, I Googled it earlier today before I did this live, and it says that Labor Day is to honor the labor force across the United States. People like Steve that are working on oil rigs, and people in the fire service, and people in warehouses, and people in unions, and all the hardworking individuals that actually make this country what it is, right? Because our country is the way it is because of our business, right? America is phenomenal at business, right? Corporations are the ones that allowed the US to be successful in World War I and World War II, which I think is pretty fascinating. And so I think it's just a day to pay respect to all the people that labor in this country. You know, people that do plumbing, electrical, IT. It all takes people to make it all work, right? I did my lawn mowing for myself and the two neighbors. That is what's up. What's up, Rob? Good to see you in here, brother. I love that video I saw you today with the headlight switch. I would ask you for it, but I don't think mine is an automatic headlight. And so I think I'm gonna have to get one that's a non-auto. But I think that headlight switch is the reason why those fog lights are staying on permanently. So I need to order one up. Right now I just got the fog lights unplugged, Gerardo, and it fixed the draw. So I know that the draw is just from those fog lights. So Rob, if you have one that's a non-auto, non-automatic headlight, I would love it because they're pretty expensive. 300 Blackout says, will you be my sugar daddy? I'm trying to be my own sugar daddy first. Then we'll be open to take applications. Right now I'm dating myself. Come on, get down there. There we go. That's the last piece of concrete. We just got some more timber to get. Lift with your back, lock your knees, lift with the back, twisting, jerking motion. Yeah. I got an automatic headlight switch, and for some reason I can't use my high beams pushing the knob forward. I have to pull it back and hold it briefly just to use for a short period of time. Sounds like it could be like your actual headlight switch. You know, the actual arm. What Rob and I are referring to is the knob with the fog light control on it. It goes running light, off, automatic, on, all that jazz. 352 people in the YouTube live today. I think that might be a new record. But yeah, if you guys got questions on the giveaway car, if you got BMW questions, also if we have any Toyota people in here, I still need answers about the 2UZ FE head gasket, because I got to start getting prepared to do the head gaskets on my truck. Danny boy, OnlyFans Alec. Maybe if the t-shirt comes off. do a bunch of sweat equity shirtless and all the super thanks and cash donations start flowing in. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Now I can't set an example for the next generation if I'm doing OnlyFans. My grandpa would be rolling over in his grave. Probably making Rob's shoulder hurt just watching me swing this Pulaski. Man, I hate pressure treated. Like, I get it, it's necessary, but shit's so toxic. Is there 2 layers to this? Yeah, there is. Rob! There you go, Rob. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I replaced the Guibo and the 330 Ci. Really upset my shoulder. I hope you recover quick, man. Andres, what's up, dude? Going good, man. Just putting in some sweat equity for Labor Day. Getting the yard cleaned up a little bit. Been focusing on yard work this last weekend. Getting the backyard dialed in, mowing, weed whacking, chicken coop maintenance and repairs, all that jazz. Figure I'd come out and hang out with you guys while I'm putting in some work. All love, Danny. All love. April Anderson said, hi, what's up? I'm too stubborn to stay broken. Hey, dude, as long as you don't push yourself too much. But thanks for the taco funds, Rob. You're a real one. That's why I shout you out, brother. Let's mix it up. Music recommendations? Hell yeah, firme, bro. I lived in SoCal enough to pronounce that one right. Firme. Yeah, we're putting in some work, dude. This next year, we're really gonna put some sweat equity and increase the value of this house. We're gonna be putting in a lot more work, so stay tuned for some future projects. I also got some banger videos coming out for you guys. I got a how to clean and degrease your engine and your undercarriage on your car. POD, okay, I can get down with that. And I got another video on my brother's head gasket on his Tundra and all the work I did in the diagnosis process. I listened to Boom by POD at the gym. You guys ever seen the movie Grind? Probably not. It's kind of an old skate movie from like 20, 25 years ago. It's a banger. Still working on M54? Yep. Right now my brother's driving my E90 while his truck is here with the blown head. Gerardo says Santeria. All right, we're gonna go Sublime right after this POD song. Yeah, my brother's driving the E90 right now, so when I get it back, I'll do some more work on it. We gotta do adaptive headlight diagnosis and fix the TPMS system. And I'm sure you heard. This one's so rotten, it's just coming out in pieces. So what you talking about? Streets know you. Estimated Established 1991. Established 1994. I got parts off eBay and had the headlights coated when I had that issue on my E35. Yeah, you know those modules get so expensive, but I'm hoping that FCP Euro will help me out and we'll do a video on that one. Just cleaned my intake valves and put new seals. Oil filter N54, your videos helped a lot. Danke. Danke. What do I say? Bitte? Bitte? Which shed? You talking about this chicken coop or like my garden shed? Because I will show you, Mo. This is a concrete slab garden shed that I turned into a chicken coop. Bitte. Did you use my intake valve cleaning video for the N54? And if so, was it helpful? Did I give you all the information that you needed for it? Because I don't get feedback that much on that video, so I'd like to know if it worked well for you. And also where you ended up purchasing your media blaster from. Maybe you did the zip tie method though. Kitchen coop. Let's see both, bro. I'll show you. I'll give you a little peek into the chicken coop real quick. Yeah, I'll show you the coop, Mo. I went down to the Rolex Monterey Motorsports reunion at Laguna Seca, sat in a BMW ALMS M3 GTR, and it was insane. That sounds sick. I actually might be going down to Laguna Seca for Grid Life event that FCP Euro's putting on. I think that's in October, so I'm gonna have to talk to Gerardo because I might be down in his area. Yeah, it was 100% helpful. I didn't clean with walnut. Would love to show you my work. That'd be awesome. I just opened up the community forum on my YouTube channel, so now you can post in there videos, pictures, and captions, and it'll be shown to everybody that follows the channel. So I do have a Discord channel too, but I feel like the community forum on YouTube should work really well. So jump in there and start getting it active. Let me show you the coop. So concrete slab. When I bought the house, it was already constructed. A little bit of rain gutters, standard roof. And then I built the coop just out of some 2x4. And then I used some 2x6s on end. Bought this polycarbonate sheeting just to make a little roof for them because it gets super muddy in the wintertime. And then just crafted up a little door, put in an automatic chicken door with a solar panel. So it opens and closes on timer. And this is what the inside of the coop looks like. I got a 2x4 roost. There's Curry up there. She is an absolute nervous mess right now. One feeder, got a second feeder, and then bird poop all over the walls. And then just moved the nesting boxes over here. That's where they come in from the chicken door. But Curry's gonna try to jump out. I know it, so I gotta close it up. Hey from Fort Lauderdale, what's up? I'm hoping to get out to Florida this year, visit my buddy Tyler and Ashley over there. So hoping to see some what Florida has to offer. No, you're not bothering me at all. Otto, I hope I pronounced that name right. Post it in either the Discord, which you can find in the description of my YouTube videos, or post it in the community section on YouTube and share some of your work, share some of your process, because I'm sure it'll be helpful for other people too. I'm curious, did you do the zip tie, soak the intake valve type method? Ernesto says, hi, Danny boy. It's not hot out there up north. It's really hot out here in the South Bay. I wouldn't be outside right now. I had plans to watch the E90 to step out, turn right back in. Yeah, I'm in Humboldt County on the north coast of California. So I'm like in the redwood forest. And so it's like sunny and 69, I'd say. It's a beautiful day out, but a lot of the US is just getting hammered with a heat wave right now. Yeah, it sucks you can't have chickens, Rob, but the bright side is you don't get rats, because as soon as I put chickens in, I started getting rats. N52 King. Comic says gay, gray. Fort Lauderdale, we got a couple Fort Lauderdale, Florida folks in here. Got no karma says, can you say happy birthday to my brother? Happy birthday, Nick. Come on, bro. It's born 94. You think I'm not internet savvy? We were good until the fox found them. Yeah, you know, I'm so close to the highway and I got a 6-foot fence around the property that I don't really get many critters. I get some neighborhood cats that Sage does a good job of scaring away. The occasional skunk and raccoon, but I got the coop pretty dang secured, so skunk and raccoons ain't getting in there. CD, this song makes me want to do 120 on the highway and start splitting lanes. This song gets me fired up. Danny says, by the way, banger recent video on the E46, coming out great. Can't wait for more updates. Both 94. That's right, Danny. Thanks, dude. I was really happy with that video. Trying to put more time, energy, and focus into it. I always do. I try to make the best quality videos for you guys. I try to do a little storytelling. I try to be entertaining. I try to be educational. And I try to make it so where, like, you get to learn about the process of the repairs, but also it has some Sage in there. It has some of my own personality, has some of the giveaway story and wanting to be of service, and also it's just sort of a conglomeration of all those ideas. You're still young, Rob. I'm 31 now and I feel old, but honestly, can't do anything about it. What's up, Eddie? All right, time to finish up this wood here. See what other pieces we got, and then I guess we'll just smooth out the ground a little bit. I'll put some Scott's weed and feed on it afterwards, try to get the grass to come back a little bit. But this whole backyard is gravel, and the grass and shrubs and weeds have just slowly taken over time. So I don't really know what to do about it. I think I just need to bring in a big truckload of gravel and fill back on top. Watch out, Sage. There's a lot of ants on that. Hey, drop it. You don't get to chew on pressure treated. Sorry, girl. What's that? All this wood just rotted, man. Rotten. Basura. Ah, this thing I'm always hitting with my weed whacker. Glad she's gone. Gerardo, we gotta play some golf when you come up, dude. I'll get you a set of rental clubs. I'll take you to my home course. Gerardo, the one who gave me the giveaway car, he wants to come up and visit me at the shop. So I think we should get Gerardo up here. Gerardo, we might want to do it once the car is done, because then we can make a video together of the selection process. You know, we both know some secrets about the car that not everybody knows, and we still got a long ways to go. But I think once it's like done, you could come up and see the finished product, and then we can choose the winner together, and we'll just do a full-on video at the house and the shop and go out and play some golf, and I'll play tour guide for you. I think that'd be pretty sick. Thanks, Steven, appreciate it. Make a video of y'all golfing. I've been wanting to do golf content for a long time, but I wasn't sure if, you know, I'm never sure if you guys are here just for the BMW content or whether you're here for me or whether you're interested in other blog type stuff, but all right, Gerardo, I think that's what we're gonna do once the car's fully done. You know, because if you come up and we do the selection process beforehand and we still have another 1 or 2 videos to put out on it, you know, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah, I think that, let's do that, G, once I'm fully done. The Grid Life meet at Laguna Seca is September 26th to 28th. I hope I can make it to see you. If I go, I will definitely tell you guys. We'll see. I really want to do an event with FCP Euro, so I'm hoping that I can get out and hang out with the team over there for that one. We got big stuff coming for the 2026 year with those guys. Oh, little Papa Roach. This is... Look at all this junk, man. It's rotten pressure treated. that's all the PT. I think we got all the lumber out. Nope, a little more. Race go-karts up at Sonoma, that would be sick. I've always wanted to try my hand at like proper racing. I feel like I'm a pretty decent driver. I feel like I'd be able to do pretty good. I think we're clear. What's this? That's just soil. All right, I think we're good. I'm trying to think, maybe we should till this out to try to like get all this cavity filled back in. Let's look over it real quick, see, make sure we didn't miss anything. Vegeta's building his 128 into a track car. Steven's gonna go hang with the wifey. Enjoy your family time, brother. Thanks for tuning in. What up, Ivan? Bro, if you need any special parts from Germany, let me know. I totally will. I'm gonna try to remember that. All right, so here's the finished product. Got all the timber out. Got nice straight lines from where it used to be. What's up, Sage? Hey, sweetheart. We all know they're here for you. We all know they're here for you. That's all just soil. I think we're clear. Timber all the way down. Excavated this timber all the way through here. That's all clear here. This is some of the rotten timber we got out. And then this is all those other pieces we got out. Luckily they came out pretty complete. We'll have to get the chainsaw or the sawzall out, cut these down into a manageable size so I can get them loaded in the truck for a dump day. Steven says, by the way, I watch it for the content on E46s, but you just make it so much more real and like family. You guys are all family to me, 100%. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is a real community, and I feel like we've been able to build one of the coolest, most positive communities on YouTube. And I'm not just saying that, like the comment section on any video with you guys is just so incredible. So you guys just keep it real. And I think we just set the tone for really cool community, supportive, encouraging feeling. The Discord is incredible. And we attract people like Gerardo and like Anthony who want to donate to the cause and give back with me. And I think it's super special. Sage merch would be sick. I'm working on it. Otto says, have a great day, brother. Was nice writing with you. We'll post my work in the community. Awesome. Looking forward to see you in there, man. Yeah, I got a design I'll show you guys soon. It's just, here's my problem, right? Is I don't want to get into doing a bunch of e-commerce, because if I have to buy shirts, take them to a screen printer, pre-buy all the different sizes, then I have to process all the transactions and payments, and then I'm going to be going to the post office like every day, and I'm going to become a drop shipper that does e-commerce, and it's going to take away from my content creation side of things. So I'd like to use a print-on-demand company, but when you use a print-on-demand company, you usually sacrifice quality. Pricing is usually pretty good, but quality can go down. And so I need to look into like a quality print-on-demand type company, and then I think that would be the solution. How about the E46 with Sage and Alex standing next to it? That would make it as great merch. I got some seriously sick designs that I've been coming up with. Gerardo knows, we talked about it a little bit. I'll tease one for you guys. Max says, what up, brother? Thank you for all that you do. God bless you and the family, and learning from you a lot. Hell yeah, really appreciate that, Max. Thanks, man. I'm gonna show you a little teaser of the content design, okay? You guys tell me what you think. Stand by. I gotta go on my phone and find it. I need to take it to a tattoo artist or a graphic designer, and because I used AI to draft it, and I need them to like make it a little more human and realistic. Jacob says, lovely mustache. Thanks, man. There's this really cute gal in the gym today. She had a ring on, but her name was Emma, and she complimented me on my mustache. I was pretty stoked. All right, you guys want to see it? You ready? You ready for the merch tees? What do you think? Pretty sick? Pretty sick? Huh? Huh? I'm really happy with this design. I think this design is the sickest. I think it would make such a killer little pocket tee. What do you think? You guys like it? I think we might make some variations, but it's pretty sick. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do next. Max says that's fire, hell yeah. Don't think that this little puppy right here. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. She's gonna take me into my 40s. She's gonna be there for my first kid. Love this little dog. Best thing that ever happened to me. All right, what we're gonna do is I got this little 43cc earthquake tilling machine. It's a little 2-stroker. And I think we're gonna take this and just till out all these little canals just to get the soil broken up nice and flat. And then we can sort of go through and tamp it down. That way we just don't have these big craters. I'm happy that the wood is gone, but let's get this thing fired up. See if she wants to run. It's been sitting outside for a few months. This thing was only $100 from Tractor Supply. Come on, come on. You got fuel. Oh, where's the primer bulb? Let's prime it. Set to on. There we go. This thing is sick. It bucks like a little Bronco, but all right, Rob's got to head out to dinner with the fam and neighbors. Have a great rest of your weekend, Alec. Likewise, Rob. Let's talk some more this week, dude. Danny boy, you are getting a sneak peek before everybody. Gerardo's going for a haircut. Holler at you later in the week, Alec. Thank you for all that you do. You're a incredible human being. Much love, brother. You are the incredible human being, brother. I like to think I got a little bit of redneck in me, Stacy. Gerardo, I hope you have a great weekend, bro. I'll talk to you later this week, all right? I appreciate you, man. It looks like a man, but it's strange. I am a strange man. All right, let's start tilling, folks. It's gonna be a little bit noisy. I'm gonna do one line, and then I'll come back and check chat. We'll get close up. Let's go with the close-up view. Once I get my hands on a 7 Series, sounds like an N62, I'll cover it, but not a lot of people have those cars. A couple years ago, I tilled my entire front yard with this thing. It took days. Brother, it's so squirrely. Yeah, man, those N62 engines are super high maintenance. They love to leak oil, and they love to blow out the valve guide seals and burn oil. I used to work on them so much. That's pretty good so far. We're making some progress. I think that's kind of the move. And then what we'll do is we'll take the McLeod, this little guy right here, and then just sort of get it flattened out like that. That's pretty good. Better than it was. I don't want that big tripping hazard out here. And we know this thing runs. Polar Bear says you need to turn down the dude. Working this machine, this little tiller is like a freaking little bucking bronco, man. It just likes to get all squirrely. Chicken on Biscuit says, what we doing? Let me show you. So previous owner had like a framing and concrete around this perimeter. I think they used to have a greenhouse or a little chicken house or something. So what I did is I pulled out all the lumber today with the hand tools. And now I'm left with this big trench where all the timber went. And so I'm just sort of tilling it and cleaning up the lines a little bit, getting it tamped back flat. And then ultimately, this whole area back here will be a little bit more smooth. And there was so much hardware in this old timber. You know, we had nails sticking out everywhere. And I have to back my truck into this corner when I'm making 3-point turns in the backyard to get it pulled out, because my gate in my backyard is pretty tight. So just trying to improve upon the property, make it look a little bit cleaner, putting some sweat equity in over the weekend. Hi from the UK. My brother is visiting the UK right now, and he's sending me photos and videos. I'm pretty fascinated with your guys' little corner shops and all the unique little foods you guys got there. All right, let's get back into tilling. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try a hand tool on this side and see if it looks any cleaner. Let's see, let's just use the Pulaski. And I think if we just come and bust these corners out, just soften these edges, get everything to fall down. Staple. Don't want to drive over that. I think this might be a little better than the tiller. Today is Labor Day, so I'm choosing to put in some labor on the property. and just hanging out with you guys. Tight and sweat equity approved. Yes, sir. Max, last video you did on the X5, dude, you crushed. You enjoyed the airbag video? I'm happy to hear that, man. You know, it's one of those, it's a little bit more unique. You know, it's not as applicable to everybody, but if you got an X5 or an X6, any model, E53, F15, those airbags always act up. So hopefully it'll help somebody out there. That same customer with that X5 hit me up a couple weeks ago, and her rear blower motor was stuck on and it was draining her battery. Even when she shut the car off, the blower motor would still run. So I ordered a part to fix it. I ordered a blower motor resistor, and usually when those resistors go out, it sends constant power to the blower motor, even when the engine is off. It happened on my Duramax truck. And so I have a blower motor, a brand new blower motor that I need to install in her car. I think she's gonna come by sometime this week. So I'll do another video on taking apart the center console, getting access to the rear blower motor on that F15, and doing the blower motor resistor on that one too. Michael's in Iowa. That's what's up, dude. And a big imagination. Until I'm overrated. Not the most exciting stuff for the live today, but necessary to get this trench filled in. Luckily, this ground is really soft right now. Plus, it's nice to get the hand tools out, put in some hard work, enjoy the sunshine. So just get back and relax. Got so much lumpy grass in here though. I think if I spray it down with the hose, get it all wet afterwards. Sage is so cute. I'm biased, but I swear she's the cutest dog in the whole world. Like, good reminder, Danny. I'm gonna go fetch my water. I'll bring you guys with me. Tune from the nation. Devastation. I think my water bottle's out here. Yeah. I got my new parts rack that I installed on the last live. I didn't upload the VOD though, because we were getting a little personal, but hopefully if you guys were there, you enjoyed it. Danny boy, hope you have a great rest of your Monday, man. Thanks for jumping in. Sage is my right-hand gal. She's my number one. She's tough competition. Big shoes to fill, let me tell you what. Humans aren't even worthy to have dogs, man. Like, their entire lives revolve around us. And you know, our entire life isn't our dog, but a dog's entire life is us. It's all inside of my head. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, BMW questions, I'm more than happy to help out with any information on this live. Just trying to stay busy. It's a beautiful weekend. I got to play some golf at a local country club, which was a real treat. and did some work on the chicken coop. Went to church yesterday and it was literally like the best service I've ever heard. It was so good. Got a men's breakfast this Wednesday. It's a good weekend. I hate how previous owners, man, just freaking bury trash in their yard. I found so much trash. And it's common in the construction industry, right? A lot of people bury shit, but it's not fun when you have to be the one to dig it up. That's why we sharpened the tool before we started. Make nice, easy surgical cuts. Danny boy, adios. Justin, how do you do anything with that massive mustache? It's just a part of me now. You should see a photo of my dad. He's got the most legendary mustache of all time. It's the last piece of the fire service that I have. I think I might shave it off this year though. Get me to 100K, guys. Help me get to 100K. Share the giveaway series. Let's chop this thing off. Are you purposely working slow or is this your regular working speed? Well, I don't want to just get laser focused into my work and then just ignore the chat, you know. It's nice to have a conversation and dialogue in case there's questions coming in and things like that. So I'm working pretty slow. I think I'd be done by now if I wasn't on Facebook, or if I wasn't on YouTube Live, you know what I mean? I can work a lot faster if I need to, but might as well just take my time. Just enjoying the day, enjoying the sunshine. Honestly, all this work went a lot faster. Pulling out all that lumber and concrete went a lot faster than I expected. So I'm just trying to knock down these high spots, fill in these little trenches. Then we'll wet it down with the garden hose. Yeah, I used to work on a hand crew for 3 seasons. And, you know, I would work 16, 24-hour shifts swinging a tool. And so I'm definitely not working fireground pace, but just smooth and comfortable. Getting a little work in, seeing what the chat says, do a little bit more work. I don't want to just have you guys be asking questions and I'm just ignoring you the whole time, you know what I mean? That's not very fun as a viewer. It's not very interactive, you know. But the giveaway card is coming along great. I'm going to get started on episode 6 tomorrow. And I try, Max. I try to do it all. But that's really what this channel is all about, right? It's day off DIY. It's not day off BMW. Like, is it primarily BMW content right now? Yes. Will it be all BMW content in the future? No. Once I get some cash stacked up, I need to put a new on-demand hot water heater in the house. I'm gonna do LVP flooring, probably put in some new windows, do some work on the roof, install a 2-post lift in the garage. So it's not just gonna be BMW content, but that's the thing, right? I have a BMW channel, or I have a DIY channel, and so I can't source out jobs, you know? I'm not gonna have a plumber do the water heater. I'm gonna learn how to do it myself because that's what a DIY channel is all about. That's the beauty of it. It's a blessing and a curse. It forces me to do things myself because I have to set that example and I have to create that content. But sometimes it can be a little daunting because you don't know the jobs beforehand. You know what I mean? Like this Toyota head gasket I'm going to do on my brother's truck. I've never torn into a cylinder head on a Toyota, but will it be easier than a BMW? No doubt. It'll probably be way easier. And I've done cylinder heads on BMWs, so if I can do a cylinder head on a BMW, if I can do valve guide seals, if I can replace engines on Mini Coopers and N55s, I can do a Toyota head gasket. We'll figure it out. But for now, we're just getting some sunshine. I'm gonna fill this in, then I'm gonna go get my little electric chainsaw, see if it's got enough of an edge on the chain there to chop up some of that pressure treated. And we'll get the truck loaded up for a dump run later this week. I don't think the dump's open today. I think we need the McLeod. Pull some of this soil from the back corner. But I do try to do it all, Max. I try to be a jack of all trades. Not always good at everything, but I try. And if I'm not good, I get practice, so I get better. You know, life is so expensive right now. Dealership rates are like $300 an hour. You know, unless you're super wealthy, everybody's gonna learn how to DIY soon, you know what I mean? Working on a BMW is the best. It is really nice to take like an old neglected E46 that just feels clunky and loose and get it all tuned up and bitching. Like the feeling of satisfaction you get from taking a clapped out car and turning it into something driving really nice is just one of the best senses of satisfaction that you can get. So that's what this channel is all about, and that's what I try to do, Max. You say you're learning, boosted your confidence on it. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is just show you guys that any of the jobs I do on the channel with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of research and investing in a couple tools, you guys can totally do anything that I do, you know? And there's a lot of jobs that I haven't done yet that I can do. And you just have to take on the challenge. Oh, it looks like we got a text message for the chicken coop. No, this is a scam. It is available, but this is a scam. That's what we're gonna reply with. You gotta be super aware of Craigslist scams. I'm selling that chicken coop I showed over there earlier on Craigslist. You're right, Adriano. Fixing BMWs does feel legendary. You know, it just makes you feel confident, makes you feel accomplished. You learn new skills and abilities. That's what life is all about. Learning things that you don't know how to do and building that confidence and that skill set. Makes you feel more capable, more prepared. Because at the end of the day, you know, like, who else can we really rely on besides ourselves? You know? I've been in so many situations where I was in big trouble. AAA's like 3 hours out, you know? Sometimes you gotta learn how to get out of those situations by yourself. I need to clean up this edge with the Pulaski and try to get a little bit of this soil off of this siding. I know it, the rats are gonna try to get in on this side next, but they ain't gonna get in. I'm gonna turn this bitch into Fort Knox. There we go. Gotta find that concrete perimeter and just get that part cleaned up. Chad, what's up, Chad? Haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Still using that smoke machine? You're OG viewer, brother. If you know your BMW engine, you will identify the problem fast, 100%. Especially if you've gone through and done the repairs once, you know, start to get a coolant leak, you know all the spots to look, you know what you've done, you know what you haven't done. Brillo steel wool pads. I did try some steel wool in some of the rat holes. Dude, they pulled it out of the hole. I even secured it in with some nails, but I was using Quad Zero 4/0 steel wool that I use for cleaning glass. And I think it needs to be a different type, but I'll show you some of the stuff. tiki-taka. Once I'm done on this side, I'll show you some of the reinforcements that I did. Adriano says, I found one near my friend's house and I really want to restore it, and you are the fuel to give me the confidence I need to restore it. Hey man, if you can get a cheap price and if the car's relatively decent, you know, I would say go for it. If it's real busted up, you know, I wouldn't pay a couple grand for it. I try to look for as cheap a cars as possible. Oh, I found some wood. Wow, it's so rotten. It's gone. It's rotten pressure treated. You know, like both E46s that I bought, I paid $500 for. Now, will you be able to find a $500 E46 all the time? No, but if you're patient during the process, you might be able to find one for real cheap. It's a one owner and no accidents. Honestly, it sounds like a good option. Chad says, I was digging in the dirt myself yesterday, making some quad trails in the backyard. Red/orange hard clay in Tennessee. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare, dude. This soil is so soft. I got really lucky. But then again, we haven't had rain here for months. Laywin Geezy says, you know what time it takes to take out an E46 325 engine starter? John Brew, that is some awesome job, you know. I think we used to charge 4 hours for M54 starters. I do them from the bottom. I put the vehicle up in the air and then I go down on the driver's side. Sometimes there's a little vacuum canister down there and I remove that. And then I do it from the bottom on my back. I think shops usually charge 4 or 5 hours for it. You could go through the top too and remove the intake manifold if you want to do it standing up, but I think it might be faster to do it from underneath on your back. It's good to see you, Chad. I haven't talked to you in a minute, bro. Yeah, this weekend's been all yard work for me. Trying to do some home improvement projects. A little bit of golf. I'm waiting for the bike shop to open so I can buy a new bicycle so I can take Sage bike riding. There we go. That's nice and clean now. Have you ever used INPA? Yeah, Laywin, if you want to do it from the top, you'll probably have to pull or crack the intake manifold, but you can do it pretty quick. If you watch the cooling system overhaul video I did on the giveaway car, it shows the process of removal of the M54 intake manifold pretty easy. So I would do that. If you're only 18 and you're tackling a BMW starter, kudos to you. Like, I didn't start doing that job until I was like 20. Well, I mean, I didn't start working at the BMW shop till I was like 19 or 20. And then from then, you know, I started with oil services and brake jobs, but super fun, super rewarding, and it's quite technical. So if you can take the abilities and the skills that you learn on a BMW, you can apply it to a Ford, a Dodge, a Toyota. Everything else comes a lot easier. Once you learn on Germans, everything else becomes easier. I don't hate you, no. Pulaski time. Get out. Is that wood? Doesn't look that good, but it will. We just need some rain to come. Just trying to chop these hard edges out. This Pulaski's working like a charm. I'm counting sheep, but running out. What are you guys doing this weekend? Larry with the 20 buck. Love the vids. Keep it up. Appreciate that, Larry. Dinner's on Larry tonight. Tacos tomorrow on Rob. Really appreciate the support, man. I've been trying to go with weekly uploads for you guys every Sunday, trying to put out a new video, sprinkle some short form content in the mix. So thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate it, Larry. Lewin, why not? Make a YouTube channel. Give it a try. It's better to try it and to fail than to always wonder what if, you know? Max says, when I try to work on my BMW and get stuck, I'd be like, what would Alec do? You know, I run into that situation myself all the time. And, you know, I'm like, sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to give up or just pay somebody else to do the job, but I can't do that. I have a DIY channel. I have to commit. I have to finish the job because that's the example that I have to set. So I appreciate that. Thanks for that information, Max. And thanks again for the support, Larry. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, you know, I'd like to work with more viewers if people wanted to like come by and just like hang out, help out with camera work, but I'm in such a remote part of California that nobody that watches the channel lives near me. You guys are all in the larger metropolitan areas and in the US. So one day when I save up enough money for a dream property, probably be a lot closer to you guys and we'll be able to do some more community-based events. Adriano says, you know how I describe BMW 3 Series E46? I describe them as old school analog and nothing is better than that. 100%. You know, even E90s don't feel the same as the E46. An E46 drives so differently than an E90. Honestly, I prefer the way my E46 drives over my E90. I do love the power of the N54, but as far as being like the last model of like technology balanced with analog, E46 M3, E39 M5, you can't beat it. E39 is my dream car, E39 M5, so one day I'll get it. One day I'll get one and I'll restore it on the channel. Adriano says, you went to Prairie City, Sacramento to race my go-kart yesterday. It was really fun. That's sick, dude. When I find a go-kart track around here or wherever I go one day, I definitely want to do some more racing. I've been to like K1 speed before, but that's it. Larry says, I have an E60 2008 535. Can't wait for you to get one. Hey, I'd be down to get a 535. I used to have an E60. It was a 525i, but at least a lot of the E90 N54 content that I've been doing is applicable to your E60, so I hope that helps. CD says, how do you not age ever since the start of this channel? You haven't aged at all. You know, I think I just got lucky. My dad is in pretty good shape. My mom looks really young for her age. She's 65. I got a little Asian blood in me, so I think that helps. Not too much, but my grandma's from Hong Kong. So she's Chinese and Macanese and Portuguese, and she migrated to the United States when she was 18 and moved to Downey and met my grandpa. So I do have a little bit of Asian blood in me, which I think is good. And once I start looking older, I'll just shave the mustache and it'll take some years off for me. But I do try to stay active. I go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week and I lift. Oh, you're in San Jose? You're not too far. You know where Humboldt County is then, probably. Yeah, I'm not too far away. MD says, you have a Porsche 911. That's badass. My favorite BMW engine is definitely the S62. the engine that comes in the E39 M5. I think it just sounds absolutely amazing. It's got so much torque. It's naturally aspirated. You do a resonator delete on them, it's the most beautiful model. Yeah, I know that the E46 is a great model, 100%. Second favorite engine, N52. I would say, as far as reliability goes, the N52 is my favorite. You know, I've never really heard of V16. Larry says, can we donate tools? Do you have a wish list? I don't have a wish list. I'm gonna reach out to BenPack this week because they might cut me a deal on a 2-post lift. And so I really like to get a half-height 2-post lift installed in the garage. I don't really have a wish list going right now. If you did want to support the channel, you know, your super thanks is super helpful. Even just that, you know, it goes into my direct YouTube income for the month, which is super helpful. If you want to join Patreon, it's like $5 a month. YouTube membership is like $5 a month. But honestly, just promoting the channel and telling your friends or family who you think might enjoy the content is incredibly helpful as well, because then it just gets more exposure out there to more people through my channel. And hopefully we can get views and subscriber count up. And my next milestone is getting that silver plaque, that 100,000 subscriber mark. So that's the next big goal. What do you recommend others to get? An S-5, S85. S85 is a lot of work. S65 is a lot of work too. Biggest gripe about those is the rod bearings. Max, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Just even you guys supporting through super thanks is, you know, so helpful, and really grateful for you guys. So yeah, you know, the S65 and the S85, you know, every time I would do an oil service on them, I cut the oil filter open. On the N20s and the N55s too, because the rod bearings start to come apart, and then you just start to see babbitt and rod bearing material in the oil filter. And really they have to have like the rod bearings done every like 100K, because they'll just start eating the engine alive, and then you're just putting all that bearing material throughout all the oil galleys and into the valve train. So that's why the S62 is my favorite, because it's just torquey, naturally aspirated. You don't really have rod bearing issues, and it's just an absolute monster. But it's going to be so hard to find a cheap E39 M5 one day, but we'll do it. We'll be able to find the cheapest, most broken E39 M5 in the whole country, and then we'll just restore it or something. Thanks again, Max. Super appreciate your support, dude. Chad says, we have an N52 and an E60 530i. It's got 265K original everything. Just got over to maintain with fresh fluids. Dude, N52 is one of the most goated, like, reliable BMW engines ever made. They're just absolutely phenomenal. CD says he has an N52 with 148K on it. I think still original water pump. You know, the water pump might just keep going. Sometimes they throw a check engine light. Sometimes they get a little noisy. Sometimes they just stay on permanently. I think that's kind of how they go into fail-safe. So I would just do it preemptively, because I would rather pay the price and do the repair in my garage than to break down while you're on a road trip or trying to go somewhere important, you know. That's what these cars need, is just preventative maintenance. So I would do the water pump and the thermostat together and just get it done. Avron says he has an N54 and the exhaust is stock. I don't know what to delete, either the second cats with the muffler or only the muffler. So I don't know why they go so early. I think it might have to do with the oil viscosities that they use from the factory, CD. If I remember correctly, I think we'd always use like a TWS 1060, maybe like a 560 or a 550. I'm not sure the exact oil specification. I think we might have changed viscosities a little bit from factory, but if you do have one of those engines, every single oil service, cut the oil filter open, check for babbitt, check for rod bearing material, and then it's also a good idea to do an oil analysis and send it out to Blackstone, get it analyzed. Avron, if you wanted to modify the exhaust, I would delete the resonator and I would leave the cats and leave the muffler. My personal opinion, I'm here in California and I still have to smog for buying and selling. So exhaust, cats, center of the exhaust, there's a resonator, and then at the end of the exhaust, you have your mufflers. So I would delete the resonator in the center because it gives it a nice throaty feel, but it's not like too loud with the muffler delete, you know? I'm not sure. I haven't deleted the resonator on any of my vehicles. I can tell you that an E39 M5 with the resonator delete is the most beautiful sounding engine that I've ever heard. So yeah, Max, you can contact me for the 750. I have a lot of experience on the N62s. It's just like, I don't have that much cash. And so I only showcase the cars that I have and the local friends that I have with BMWs that bring them to me for work. So like, I'd love to showcase more repairs on other vehicles. I just don't have access to them. And because I live in such a remote place, it's quite difficult for viewers to get their vehicles to me. If, you know, someone was super wealthy and wanted me to work on their car, I would totally take it on. But to ship it to me, you know, is like $1,500. And then you got to drop it off, be without a vehicle, and then you got to fly in, pick the car up and drive it home. I'll need the car for a week or two to inspect it, order parts, and do all the work, you know? So unless someone had a second or a third car that they could drive while I worked on it, you know, it's difficult. I don't know if I would straight pipe an N52. I don't know if I would straight pipe any car anymore, but that's my personal preference, you know? I used to have straight piped cat delete diesel truck, and it was way too loud. I put a muffler on it. I put a nice quiet muffler on it, and you know, I like a slight touch to the exhaust, but I've been through my loud exhaust days. I used to have a straight pipe Jeep and, you know, cat delete diesel truck. And if you want it to be louder than it is, but not super loud, I would try a resonator delete. And it should be pretty cheap. If you go to a muffler shop, they can just chop it out, put a straight pipe in where the resonator was. And if you don't like it, you could probably pay another $100 and have them chop it out and weld it back in. CD, do hot chicks like loud cars? I don't know, dude. Been out of the game for a little while, you know. I don't know if they do. I don't know, brother. Thanks, Max. I appreciate it, dude. Tacos on Max. All right. Let's wet this down and kind of tamp it out. And actually, you know what? Let's just get the chainsaw and start chopping up some of this timber. And the E90X ones and older. Dennis Peets, what's up, Skipper? Let's go see the garden shed. Let's go get the little Harbor Freight $20 chainsaw. Maybe it's got enough bite on the chain to cut through some of this wood. And then once we're done with that, we'll load the truck and then take a little lunch break. This is my garden shed. Cornhole, mower, blower, manual mower, hedge trimmers, gas cans, pressure washer, bow rakes, fence post, Harbor Freight chainsaw. That's right, Max, BMW crew, brother. Yeah, city's a little too hectic. I grew up in Orange County. It's a pretty busy metropolitan area, and since moving up to Northern California, I don't know if I'll ever be able to move back to a big city. Nope, still got the same truck, Chad. The old Duramax. Put a wash on her the other night for date night, so she's looking nice and clean, but absolutely love this truck. We're due for an oil service and a fuel filter, so I gotta get some parts coming and we gotta service her soon. I think I'm gonna try like an ASMR video, no talking, and see how that goes on YouTube. I already did a video on how to do an oil service and fuel filter service on that truck. Figure we'll try something different. Dennis, thank you, man. CD labor rate, I usually charge $100 an hour. $100 an hour and cost on parts. I try to keep things affordable because if a video does good, I can make a couple $100 on it, but usually about $100 an hour for friends and family and that type of stuff. Family sometimes a little bit cheaper. You know, I don't even charge my brother, but he pays me anyways because he's just good like that. But Like for any locals that come to my shop, $100. All right, let's get this chainsaw hooked up. You did see my brother on a YouTube commercial. My brother Evan, he's in like business and entrepreneur space, and he does stuff for like Relay Bank, PayPal, American Express. He's very good at what he does. So you 100% saw him. If you're ever curious in his content, you can find him at Vanader Growth, VANADER Growth, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Scorch Marker. He's the owner and creator of a craft company. So you can find him on there too. He's got a couple 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, like 500K on Instagram, bunch of followers on TikTok. He posts a bunch of content, and it's all business, entrepreneurship, e-commerce, stuff like that. All right, let's bust out the little electric chainsaw. He is a wordsmith. He does a lot of script writing. He's very good at what he does. Love that. Still cheaper than shops. I always try to be cheaper than shops, you know? Thanks, CD. I'm just letting YouTube music do its thing. It's doing a good job. All right, guys, let's see if we can chop these up. See if we can avoid any nails. This chain is smoked, but I think with this rotten wood, we'll be able to get it done. If you guys want to learn some chainsaw knowledge, gotta run, Alec. Great seeing you live, man. You're always such a great dude, BMW crew. Thanks, Chad. It's great to see you in the live, brother. I hope all is well. Hope you got a happy and healthy family, man. Let's talk about chainsaws real quick. So, an important thing to think about when you're cutting with a saw is how the wood is laying and how the leverage is. I'll put on safety glasses for you, Dennis. Good reminder. We're throwing pressure treated wood chips. It's an electric chainsaw, so I'm not too worried about PPE, but I did buy safety glasses because you guys always comment and tell me to wear safety glasses, so I did buy some new sets. Let's put some safeties on. Thanks, Dennis. So, if we're talking about cutting through lumber, let's look at this piece here. Okay, it's sitting on top of this little 4x4, right? And then it's laying on the ground over there next to Sage. If I were to cut through this, through the bottom with the top of the bar, as I get up to the top, this wood is gonna spread and this top edge is gonna pinch. And so that means it'll bind onto the saw and it'll bind against the bar. So technically what I should do is make my top cut here, almost through the wood, right? And that kerf, which is the line that you're cutting, is gonna wanna start to close up on top. And then you take the bar and come underneath and finish the cut. That way, when the wood tries to bend, whether it's on pressure or tension, it'll want to close up on top of that bar, and the kerf isn't going to pinch your bar and get your saw stuck. No saw is going to get stuck on this stuff because it's very light rotten wood, but we should try to teach safe practices. Or you could hang the wood over the 4x4, yeah. But it's always before you make a cut, just to not like go at it willy-nilly and just say, oh, cut the wood, you know? Like here, I'll make my cut. And see, the bar already wanted to start to get caught because this kerf was pinching. This wood is bowing down and that kerf is closing in. So you make that cut and then you come from the bottom, because as you're coming up and making that cut from the bottom kerf is gonna expand and the top kerf is gonna close. But this chain is so scuffed that it's like cutting with sandpaper right now. Anyways, we don't have to get into too much detail, but chainsaw physics. Look at Sage out here, just chewing on a blackberry bramble. She's so cute. We would use I believe it was like a full comp. It kind of depended. We would use full comp or a semi-skip, and we would use a still, what was it? We started running the 500 eyes, and then I think mostly it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a still 451 with a 28-inch bar. I do miss dropping trees. I got an A faller cert, but I never got B faller. Chainsaw work is fun though. You gotta respect chainsaws though. I almost cut myself into the femoral artery once while I was training, and I cut my chaps and the Kevlar caught. I was super tired. It was super hot. I was cutting over here, switch hands, started cutting over here, and then I went to rest the chainsaw on my thigh while the chain was still running down, and I hadn't set the chain brake yet. And then the back side of the chain right there caught me right here, and it caught a bunch of Kevlar, locked up the chain, didn't make its way all the way through the chaps, but I was right on top of my femoral artery. So I had to put those chaps out of service, and I got to sign them, and we hung them up in the barn, kept them as a souvenir. And ever since then, I've always just tried to be so respectful of chainsaws, because it's such an easy way to hurt yourself. But this chain is tired. I definitely ain't master at chainsaw. I'm sure there's lots of people in the live that are more experienced than me, but I respect the saw. I think that's what's most important. I see so many sketchy tree falling videos on YouTube and Instagram. People just smashing houses, cutting with chainsaws and flip-flops, and it's just so dangerous. Oh, I think I muted you guys. Can you hear me now? I fixed it. I think when I flipped the camera, I accidentally muted. Yeah, Falcon, there was like an old greenhouse rabbit hutch that used to be over there in my yard, and all this pressure treated 4x4 was in the ground as a base with these two precast concrete blocks. So for Labor Day, I wanted to do some more labor, some sweat equity, get all this lumber ripped out. So this is all pressure treated. I'm just cutting it up into manageable pieces so I can take it to the dump tomorrow. Plus, who doesn't love using a chainsaw? They're fun. Once I get a wood burning stove, I'm gonna buy a proper chainsaw. We'll start going out to the national forest and harvesting lumber, building up big stacks. You can harvest 10 cords of firewood from the national forest up here per year with the firewood permit. All right, that's that for that. I have a Still and a Husky big saws. What up, Matt? Come on, glove, work. Stand by. Hell yeah, 4 cords, that's proper. That's a shit ton of wood. Yeah, I'd love to invest in a Still saw. I'll get one soon. If I don't have a wood burning stove or fireplace in the house yet, there's no reason for it, but once that time comes, I'll invest in one. I love running saws, it's fun. It's hard work though. It's a lot of hard work. Yeah, 4 cords is a year's supply, that's for sure. What up, Matt? Adriano, great talking with you today, brother. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a good work week, man. What's up, Sage? Last night, ooh, I am my worst enemy. The living shit out of me. Things I said when I was drunk. I didn't mean to call you that. We got a lot of work to do this week, guys. Valve cover, plugs, coils, drop the subframe, oil pan gasket on the giveaway car, engine mounts, trans mounts, blower motor on the F-15, possibly starting head gaskets on the Toyota. We got a good amount of work. I see your fantasy. You guys can come with me. If I thought ahead, I would have pre-positioned my truck. But now all my pressure treated is in the way. I'm due for a dump run. Hey, I got a question about a vacuum leak in my E46. It's causing me to stall out. I'm about to change out all vacuum lines, but that doesn't do it. Where should I look next? Matt, before you spend money on vacuum lines and intake boots and stuff, you really ought to invest in a diagnostic smoke machine. I do a lot of work with Autoline Pro. They have really cheap options. They have a Hyper Smoke for sale right now, and it's like 50 bucks. Buy that with a nice bladder attachment. Smoke test your M54. Find where the leak is coming from. Also, what check engine lights do you have right now? Like, it's quite rare for... Vacuum leaks will cause rough running symptoms, but they don't always cause vehicles to stall. So it might be something else. But yeah, if you got a check engine light, I'd love to hear what the code is. Maybe I can provide some insight. If they make me pull hardware out of this pressure treated lumber when I take it to the dump, I'm gonna blow a gasket. I'll leave it on their front door. Let's see. I don't know. I don't have access to my scan tool available to me where I'm at. Step 1, brother, you need to confirm check engine light. See what the actual codes are for, you know. Could be a fuel supply issue, could be all different types of things, but I wouldn't go in there and just shotgun fix a bunch of vacuum lines, hoping that it'll fix it. I actually made a video this month for Autoline, specifically on this topic, but if you can, go to O'Reilly, go to AutoZone, see if they can pull the codes for you for free. Go to Pet Boys, go anywhere, see if you can figure out what those codes are. And then from there, you know, we can talk more, but I wouldn't do a bunch of labor replacing vacuum lines. And just because the engine's stalling out. We need more information before you spend money on parts. That's the hard truth. Yeah, you don't want to waste money and waste a bunch of time and labor on replacing all the vacuum lines on an M54 if you don't even know that it needs them, you know. You're going to be very disappointed when you spend a few hours doing all that work and you have the same exact symptom as when you started. You know? It's not fun. It's a feeling of defeat when that happens. I wouldn't want to wish that on you. So I will try to advise you to where it doesn't happen to you. You know what I mean? Previous owner didn't understand that just because it's pressure treated doesn't mean it lasts when it's covered up with soil. Pressure treated will withstand the elements, but it doesn't withstand earth in contact. Let's get caught up. Falcon, can't you just make a burn pile? I totally could. I can burn here in my county, but this is pressure treated. So I don't want to do that to the environment, and I don't want to fill my property with a bunch of pressure treated smoke, because pressure treat is pretty gnarly. The berry stuff is much more money, 100%. Let's get caught up real quick. Put old motor oil on the part that goes under dirt for waterproofing. Yeah, I've seen that done. Heavy says, how did the date with the girl from church go? It went super good, dude. I think we had a stellar second date. Hoping for an opportunity to take her out for a third date, so we'll see. Just got to keep an eye on the text this week and see if she wants to get back to me, and hopefully we'll go out for a third. Smoke machine for the win, 100%, dude. Like, one of the very first videos that I ever made on this channel, if not the very first, was diagnosing lean conditions with a diagnostic smoke machine. I bought it from Autoline Pro off Amazon. I used it. I reached out to these guys, say, hey, I use this thing all the time. I'm always diagnosing M54s. Let's work together. I've been working with them for the last 2 years. I got every single model of smoke machine that they have. I use them all the time. Even if a car doesn't have lean codes, I still use it just to make sure that there's nothing there that the computer hasn't found yet. And so smoke machines are incredibly valuable. One of the most valuable tools that you can have working on BMWs, a smoke machine and a cooling system pressure tester. Thanks, Heavy. Yeah, it went super good, dude. Honestly, I think it was an absolutely stellar second date. So just taking things slow, and fingers crossed we get to do it again. We'll see. Maybe go out to dinner this week. Larry, you commented this earlier and I missed it, man. Sorry about that. I like Liqui Moly. I've been using a lot of Liqui Moly products through FCP Euro and I'm a fan of it. So if you're using Liqui Moly over something like Fram, you know, like Liqui Moly all day. I really like their products. All right, one more pile. I got a big old 1 pound ribeye leftovers I cooked up for dinner last night. So finish this up, little lunch break, and then maybe play some golf today. Maybe take Sage out to the dog park, get her a little exercise. One more little pile. What up, Rolf? Sage, do you still want this toy? It used to squeak. Do you still want it? It's been buried in the yard for months. You want it? You still want it? I'll throw it away. Hydration break. Everybody drink your water. I hate pressure treated. When I do my fence this year or next year, I think I'm gonna do steel posts. This climate just absolutely destroys pressure treated so fast. Catch up. Chicken coop is going great. I just did a bunch of rat reinforcement yesterday, which got me motivated to do more hard work today, which is why I'm ripping the old greenhouse and bunny cage timber out of the yard today, getting the truck bed filled up with all this rotten pressure treated, but making some really good progress on the chicken coop. Eddie, you're gonna make me blush, dude. I don't play for that team, but I'll take a compliment. Appreciate it, Eddie. Howdy, I have a 2006 330xi 232, still running good. Hope it continues. It sounds like it's a N52. Is it an N52 or is it the last year of E46? Because I think maybe that was a split year. Eddie Spaghetti puts pineapple on pizza. I put pineapple on pizza too. I got some the other day from this pizza spot up the street and it was called Maui Wowie and it was like pepperoni, bacon, pineapple with a little barbecue drizzle. I only got a slice, but it was pretty good. I won't do a whole pizza with pineapple on it, but I'm down with it. I ain't scared of a little pineapple. Yeah, N52. You're good then, headstock. You're chilling. That'll be a 500,000 mile engine. You take good care of it. I swear, I think the N52s might be like the engine with the most longevity. All right, made some good progress on that. Just got to carry over these big shitty pieces of concrete. We're about done, so I'm gonna sign off here soon, guys. Just a couple minutes here because I just got some cleanup to do, and then I'm gonna water down the rest of this dirt that I filled. Man, my brother's truck is beat. Dude, Eddie and Heavy in this comment section right now, I love it. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks for the good dialogue, Heavy. Yeah, I do eat pineapple on pizza, bro. I ain't gonna order a whole pizza with pineapple on it, but I'm down with it. I'm down. Anyways, guys, I think I'm about to kick off. Got some nice sunshine. Gonna go eat some ribeyes, grilled romaine, a little bit of rice, leftovers from last night's bachelor dinner. Heavy's right. No mustache rides for you, Eddie. No mustache rides for anybody. Nobody's getting mustache rides. Last questions before we kick off. Also, what's to come on the channel? Next Sunday will either be a Tundra head gasket diagnosis video, or it will be how to clean and degrease your engine bay and your undercarriage, which I think will be a very valuable video for a lot of people. I'll be starting on Fix and Give episode 6 tomorrow. Oil pan, valve cover, spark plugs, ignition coils, engine mounts, trans mounts. That'll probably be out in 2 or 3 weeks. And just posted up a short form piece of content on the Instagram today, so go give that some love if you don't mind. I would love it if you guys would share, push that one around. It's posted in collaboration with FCP Euro, and it's a real banger. It just highlights the entire oil filter housing job. Both belts, both tensioners, idler pulley, aluminum power steering pump. It's a banger. It's a banger. It's a good video. And if you guys haven't seen Fix and Give episode 5, it was just released yesterday. Give that one some love. Muhammad, I am in Northern California. Yeah, it would be nice to live with somebody else, but we're reserving that spot for the future wife. No roomies for me, but FCP Euro does rock, Larry. All right, gang, well, I'm gonna kick out. I appreciate you guys chiming in. Larry, I appreciate the support. Max, I appreciate the support, the super thanks. Rob's Weekend Garage, I know he's out of here, but maybe he'll catch the rest of the VOD. Just wanna say thanks again. Really appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for the ego boost, Eddie. Always nice to hear. Heavy, great conversating, man. Oh dang, maybe it's just a Northern California thing. Anyways, guys, lunchtime. I hope you all have a beautiful Monday. Hope you all had a beautiful weekend. Work hard this next work week. End of 2025 is creeping up on us quick. You know, don't wait till New Year's Eve to start hitting the gym and start getting work in and start cranking out what you need to do. You know, September now. Let's start in September. And by the time the new year rolls around, we're already dialed in and we got that discipline and we got that game plan ready to go, ready to hit the new year hard. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Day Off DIY.